Do you cringe when you present protection sometimes? Here's how to present protection without that cringy ickiness. So ultimately what you need to do to present protection properly without sounding salesy or without getting the ick is you before you even present the product, there's things that need to happen in the fact find. So you have to identify the problem. And the only way you do that is in your questions. Asking the right questions throughout the fact find to identify the problem. If the customer doesn't think there's a problem, they're not going to buy. And if they have kids and no protection, there's a problem. If they have a mortgage with no protection, there's a problem. If they don't get any sick pay, there's a problem. There's loads of problems, right? But you've got to identify them because the customers don't know this a lot of the time through your questioning techniques. Yeah? And then you identify the problem. You talk about, not pitch, you talk about solutions before you present the solution. You talk about other ways. Do you have any savings? What could you do here? What would happen if? So how do you think we could solve this? You ask questions about the solution before you present the solution. And then you present 2 solutions. If it's in person, you present 3. But if it's over the phone or on Zoom, you present 2 solutions. If it's in person, you present 3 solutions. And that's your close. And then you're not being salesy when you say, we can do this or this. Which one do you want to go for? Or we can do bronze, silver, gold. Which one do you prefer? You're not being pushy then, or you're not being salesy. You're just saying which one do you want. You've identified a problem. There is an issue here. These are all the things you could do about it. And, you've said you haven't really got savings and You've identified the potential solutions. And often there's not many apart from protection. And then you are presenting 2 or 3 solutions. And you don't come across as salesy. You won't get the ick. You won't be like, oh, do you want to go ahead? None of that. It's not cringy. It just works. So I teach a lot of this in detail, the way you position the protection, the way you position the close, what questions you actually ask to identify problems and present solutions. It's all done in detail in the Wealthy Advisor Club. So if you like this type of content, you want to learn how to sell more protection without being salesy, it's the Wealthy Advisor Club, the only community in the UK that covers this type of stuff. We've got some amazing brokers already in there and it's starting to grow. So you want to get involved, free 7-day trial, come and see what all the community's about, see what my training's about. If you love it, join. If not, you can leave, no extra cost. The Wealthy Advisor Club, and I'll see you there.